Yo, let's read between these bars. Let's talk about the stage setup real quick. You heard the bloop, 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 bloop from the countdown, right? And the loading bar in the background. You see the square X triangle circle, right? PlayStation controller face button. The quote says the performance is intended to portray his life as a video game. I think it's more or less this moment encapsulating everything that's happened up until now, how he sees this shit from reality to this being the video game, where it's like, man, these motherfuckers ain't even real. I don't know where NFR got this quote from. Shout out to the homies. I'm gonna run back the intro. Peep the loading screen in the background with the numbers.
Salutations! It's your Uncle Sam, and this is the Great American Game.
Throughout Kendricks' performance, you're gonna hear Uncle Sam here chime in. Uncle Sam is a personification of the US government. That's why you're gonna hear him chime in at certain points saying not to do too much of this or don't do that. Don't rile him up this way. There's a lot of history on display, and he's also going through his catalog, but he's picking specific verses from specific songs, talking about the impact of culture within those verses. We're gonna get back to talking about Uncle Sam as he pops up. He opens up with an extended version of the GNX teaser. Where the hell is this song at, by the way?
Gemini twin back powering up, no more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged.
Let's talk about the GNX teaser for a second though. Just like in the video, how everything starts out peaceful, but once he's in that basement, it starts getting gritty and crazy. You're gonna start seeing everybody coming up out of the GNX though. Just as he's saying, he's a representation of the culture. He's got the culture in the GNX. We're getting an extended listen to the GNX teaser, but there's more culture bars in there. And some more shots. Check this shit out.
When I get the picture, if I had to sit you for hours in front of the Louvre, when I have a soul, even if I told you to stand next to Johnny and Q.
Walking through the history of his catalog with cultural referencing through his bars, some people are stuck in that cycle of the game. Regardless of how obvious the message is that's put in front of them, they tend to ignore it. This is a message to America and those that partake in the culture. More emphasis on describing food stamp booklets, the colors of them. Not everybody can describe those colors. Not everybody knows what those food stamp booklets look like. He's going on to describe pieces of the culture and then asking, why the hell is there a conversation of number one and number two when I really come from this shit? Why would you even question me?
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Biggest stage in America, and he's pushing against all the normality of this shit. Going against the expected of what he's supposed to do. He's setting his culture right in the fucking forefront, pushing his set values. He's been spitting this shit since day one. We're going to the first and third verse of Squabble Up. Even if you look at these opening bars on Squabble Up, it's about ownership. Life goes on, I need all my babies. If you're really looking at your music, that's your baby right there. IP, ownership, the blueprint is by me. It's all about ownership, bro. First and third verse. Quid pro quo what you want, cause I'm watching it. Work on the flow, let me know if you clocking it. Then we get back to the Drake disses, with the Brody wanna go, but he know that he popping it. We could call this a diss fest, but there's a greater message here. Picking specific verses and emphasizing certain pieces of it. That's what we need to focus on right there. That's what I'm saying. This one is about ownership. The GNX teaser and the awareness aspect, and how you should always be aware of what's in front of you. And it doesn't matter how obvious the message is, some will still miss it, that part. And then you have the opposing force within that, Uncle Sam, going against everything that he's trying to push, trying to quiet him, trying to shut him down. There's also an emphasis on being authentic and what you represent and how you're representing it. It's all in the third verse of Squabble Up. Ownership, authenticity. The next interruption from Uncle Sam is going to be a direct reference to the Fox News coverage where Geraldo was shitting on Kendrick's BET performance. It's just crazy.
Loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up!
This is why I say that hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years. This is exactly the wrong message.
The perfect song choice for this type of movement and these type of statements. Look at these images, man. This shit is powerful, how they were moving. That choreography was crazy. But at the same time, that message, being humble, societal bullshit, put in full front, materialism, all that shit, where I came from, all of that. But at the end of the day, be humble, sit down. Every little piece of this performance was an overall arcing message, specific pieces of it with stronger emphasis on ownership, culture, cultural awareness, all of that. The smartest way possible to do what he's done on the biggest stage. Pushing his message from all of these different songs, all of these different verses. People are gonna go back and listen to this shit. They're like, what was he saying? What was he saying here? He talked about awareness, ownership, humility. Now we're about to get into DNA and the authenticity of the DNA, just like how he says in this verse. We all know what the song DNA represents, but he did something interesting. He cut pieces of the bar up and chopped halfway And he ended on that bar about forgiveness. I wish I was fed forgiveness. I find it hella interesting he stopped just short of forgiveness. And then he goes into Euphoria. This shit ain't never gonna stop, bro. That's basically what he's saying. Fuck forgiveness. This shit is, nah, we're moving forward, but just know, and in progress of moving forward, this shit ain't never gonna stop. That diss again, hitting that authenticity fucking bell over and over and over again. That's what Euphoria was. It was a questioning of authenticity and coming at him in the craziest way possible at its angle. With the name of his own show, bro. That shit was crazy. Anyway, this is a setup leading up to a real interesting flip that he did on Man at the Garden. Didn't even use the same beat, used something else. Has a real crazy ass reference to a PG Lang video that they did. So in this PG Lang announcement video, at the very end, Kendrick is napping on a light pole. But at the very bottom, looking up, is Georgia Smith. If anybody doesn't know, Drake and Georgia Smith dated a long time ago, bro. She was way too young, put it like that. But this is a direct reference to that. That last verse on Man at the Garden, where he's standing on everything, telling everybody to stay the fuck away from him because right now he's standing up for everything that he believes in, regardless of how you feel. I did it with integrity. They still try to hate on me. Dangerously, nothing changed with me. It still got pain in me. Standing on your message through anything and everything. And that's exactly what he's doing right here. This is leading into Peekaboo. I want to go ahead and kill the theory from my standpoint of this has anything to do with XXXTentacion. I just don't believe it. I don't see it. I don't tie it to X in any kind of way.
The old culture cheat code. Scorekeeper, deduct one life.
Even though Samuel Jackson says deduct one life, I've seen some rumors going around that this is direct reference to XXXTentacion and all this. I don't get it. I never co-signed a theory. I don't know where that came from or how that ties into it. If you want to believe it, then go ahead. There's more emphasis all around about Peekaboo and that whole tie-in there. It's just, I don't know. I don't think this has anything to do with Tentacion, in my opinion. If you want to believe that, then go ahead. There's people trying to tie the fact that Kendrick is directly referencing the exes of Drake and how his past relationships, there's an X here, there's an X here, there's an X here. Oh, that's 3 X's. That means he's bringing up XXXTentacion and then he played Peekaboo. I don't get it, bro. Straight out. This performance to me was a direct message to America on the biggest platform possible, to the people that he really wanted to reach with those specific verses, in that specific way, the way that it was performed, the emphasis on the choreography with the flag movement, just every little piece of it, how it was all put together. You know that Dave Free and him, when they get together, it's a whole vision and a half, and it takes more than just small little Easter eggs because there's always a deeper context to the message. It's not just about disses. We're gonna go over more in the part 2 because there's way more to cover. We still got SZA to go over. We still got Not Like Us to go over. That crazy ass smile that he gave while he was singing them crazy ass bars. Yeah, we got a lot of shit to go over, but this is part 1. I just wanted to really hammer down like, bro, this is a cultural fucking message. He's grabbing y'all and shaking y'all on the fucking shoulders and saying, wake up, bro. This is not all about this fool. He talked about being present within the moment when he was doing that interview. Being present. Presence. Again, I don't believe this XXXTentacion shit. I don't know where the fuck that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this ain't got shit to do with X, bro. Let that man rest. I'll see you on the next one. Love.